One of the great things about teaching the piano is that we can help our students feel the music, to be able to create a story or an image of something that they're thinking about that is related to the emotion of a particular piece. It can be dramatic, it can be very simple, heartbreaking, loving, angry. Of course, music can show us a full spectrum of emotions. So that's one of the great things about teaching is that we can connect with our students. And so it's so sad when I judge, and I don't think that students have any kind of connection with what the music is trying to say. So, in the method, Succeeding at the Piano, I want students to certainly listen to the music, play the music, and enjoy whatever emotion is coming from a particular piece through their fingers and to their ears and to the audience. I'm going to play a piece for you, a very beginner basic piece, and it is full of emotion. And I'm not going to tell you what the title is. I'd like for you just to sit back and think about how it makes you feel. Okay, terrific piece, right? It makes people want to think about sadness, right? Some sort of heartbreak, right? It doesn't it doesn't make you happy. It doesn't make you feel like you're just a butterfly going from flower to flower. So students can definitely feel the emotion behind all of the pieces that they play, and Succeeding at the Piano helps them do that. This particular piece is called Sad Symphony, and the little girl is with a little tissue and she's crying. Oh my goodness, the piece is by Kevin Olson. And in the lesson book, because that piece was in the recital book, the lesson book, the students learn the tissue box touch release for the very first time. And this is to get our students to focus on what they're listening to, and also think about, oh my goodness, I want to have a quiet sound. And in order to do that, I'm going to drop slowly into the key, and I'm going to imagine that I'm pulling a tissue from a tissue box. Students, after a while, start to understand what the different sounds are that they're creating from the instrument by using different physical gestures. I call them touch releases in this method. This is another way that Succeeding at the Piano sets itself apart from all other methods, because we connect the ear with emotion and with physical gestures. So enjoy. You'll see lots of videos of this particular unit after this little intro. Enjoy.
We're ready for the second physical gesture, or the touch release, that the students learn in Unit 8, called the tissue box. So in the tissue box, the sound is ethereal, wispy, pianissimo, and we get this sound by releasing slowly off of the keys, wrist first, and then coming up. All right, so this lovely tissue box touch release, we can tell our students what happens if you listen to something so beautiful like a Chopin work and you get teary-eyed, so you have to go to the tissue box and pull tissue from the box. So we want to make sure that our students don't move their elbows up, because that looks really hilarious and it's uncomfortable. But let's just have the students lift or roll up. So it's different than the drip, drop, roll motion. The drip, drop, roll motion goes forward, but the tissue box comes up. And I like this motion because it's just as far as how you would have to pull a tissue from a box. It's not something that just keeps floating way up into the sky. So here the students can either use the pedal or you can use the pedal for them if they're too small, and have them use the drip, drop, roll motion. And then let them go even quieter. And they'll notice that the drip, drop, roll motion would be like this, which is too hilarious. So we'll have you use a tissue box motion instead. So straight up. Oh my goodness. So imagine pulling tissue from a tissue box, and then this sound effect, remember, comes from feeling like we're quietly and gently pulling tissue from a tissue box. Whoa. The musicality girl asks, can you tell your teacher about the sound you make? Right? Our students will say, oh, it's so quiet, it's so beautiful. And even students that are kind of edgy and nervous at the piano or overly shy, my goodness, that puts them in a kind of a very peaceful and tranquil state.
I called this the tissue box because Chopin wrote beautiful pieces for piano, right? Especially nocturnes that make you want to cry. They're so beautiful. So when you feel like you're playing this kind of motion, yes, you're going to feel like you take tissue out of a tissue box. And then what's the little girl there for in those measures that don't have notes?
Listening for the sound.
Just listen for the sound that you created. Yeah. All right, so this will give you a beautiful sound effect, right? Quiet, light, wispy.
Pretty.
It's neat, isn't it? Very pretty. Good.
Great. Steps D, E, F. So students are learning patterns of those 3 keys. So ringing the bells is a perfect way for students at the end of the piece to use that tissue box. Whoa. Isn't that nice? And they're also reviewing the dotted half notes with 3 beats.
Ringing the bells. Is this new? Have you done this one? Ooh, you did do this one. Okay, so now you have 3 new notes up here on the staff. You have your 2 very special guide notes. What are the names of those guide notes? Oh my God, you can do it so quickly. You know, when we first met, you didn't know those at all. Now you're like, oh, C and G, come on, Dr. Marley, it's so easy. So let's go ahead and play the C and the G with your thumb and your 5th finger. Great. And then the G too. No, just keep it with your 5th finger. Good. Now, you told me a long time ago that there were 3 keys skipped between C and G. Now we know the names of them. Can you go ahead and tell me the names?
D, E, F.
That's fabulous. And they're all steps going up. Does that make sense? All steps going up. So they're going from line to space, space to line, and line to space, and space to line. Okay, so anytime you see notes that go from line to space or space to line, they're always steps.
Wait, does this song have a pedal because it was like a Chopin thing?
Yeah, oftentimes you would use a pedal with Chopin, but this one, we don't need to. We really don't. You could just make it just as beautiful and light and ethereal. Okay? Yeah, you can still do it without the pedal. All right, so let's go ahead and tell me, what is the name of the first note?
D.
D. Okay, great. All right, let's go for it. You're doing well. You're doing well. I'm going to point to these notes.
I thought you had to repeat them. D.
No, you're not repeating the D. Very nice. Just sing the names of the notes while you play on the repeat. I really like how legato or connected you made this piece. The only place where you didn't, tell me what you hear. So where was the little break?
Between the D and E.
Yeah, between the D and E. So let's do just one line of this over again and really listen for a real legato connection. That was good. Sit down. 2, 3. Perfect. Yeah, that was great. All right.
So I just want to remind you that these touch releases release tension in the arm. They enable the performer to play with physical freedom. These emotions create a desired sound, and each motion in the body creates a different sound. And touch releases can create the articulations written in the music. Students can learn how to shape phrases beautifully, and they really listen to what they are playing. On page 46 and 47, My Friend and Winter Breeze. Oh, these are a wonderful pair of pieces. Here the students are reviewing seconds, they're reviewing the dotted half note, and they're reviewing their guide notes.
All right, so My Friend and Winter Breeze. Tell me all the names of the notes that you're going to play in My Friend.
F, E, and D,
Yep.
and C, and F.
Great, in the left hand. Great. And tell me which one is the guide note bass F. Show me that
Like the note bass.
one. The guide note bass F.
Like, does it have to be up?
It has to be F because it's your guide note.
Oh.
It's your, yes, that's your F. Okay, and where's your guide note middle C?
Right there.
Good, and is that one in bass clef or treble clef?
Bass.
Yeah, so which hand plays it?
Left hand.
Yes. Can you show me a guide note middle C in the next piece where your right hand plays it instead of your left hand? In the next piece, the Winter Breeze.
Oh.
Can you find a middle C? There! Okay, so that's how they look differently, right? Between bass clef and treble clef. Okay, so My Friend, it says moving along. And also, what's the dynamic marking through the whole piece?
Forte.
Forte. All right, good. So sit nice and tall, find your notes. All right. Oh, you know what? I forgot to ask you. What is the time signature for this piece?
3 times. Oh
You're right. You're right. 3. How do you say that? 3, 4.
Oh.
Do you see that? 3, 4. Can you point to that time signature? 3, 4 time signature. Can you say that?
3, 4.
3, 4. So how many beats are in every measure?
3.
3. So when you're playing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, nice and easy going. Can you count it with me? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oops, how many beats are those notes get?
3.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, What do you do at the end of every piece so that you look really good as a pianist? Right, that drip drop roll boy. Yeah. Okay, so now your sound was great. Your notes were really terrific. So was your fingering. So let's talk about, can you try to play without a dent in your fourth finger? So you really want to feel like you're strong on that pad of your finger. Can you do this and just roll around like this? And let your other fingers just kind of relax. There you go. And look at this finger and feel like there isn't a dent right there. You feel that? So that's what you gotta get used to. So you've got nice, strong fingers in that way. Yes. So let's just play a couple of those measures. Yes. Do you feel that?
Yeah.
That's perfect. Okay, good. So let's play it together. Why don't you move up one octave higher? Okay. Well, wasn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
That was so good.
And winter breeze. Students are reviewing a B in the bass clef below middle C. Ah, that's such a wonderful piece by Mary Leaf. Good.
Okay, now let's play Winter Breeze. Nice and. Oh, I love your tempo. I can hear you. Winter breeze. If you you really sang it piano and then forte. Woo!
I was about to do a mistake, and then I looked right here, and then I was like, okay.
I know what I'm doing.
I was about to skip this one and go on to here, but
No, you didn't. It was so beautiful, so musical. I loved it, loved it, loved it.
Before we go on to Unit 9 in the lesson book, I have to share with you some of the pages of Unit 8 in the theory book. Notes in the treble staff. I have to say that when I have a beginner student, I do this with them. So a step up from C is D, or a step up from middle C is D. A step up from D is E. A step up from E is F. Okay, so we sing it together. The student writes in the name of the note. They love doing that. It might take half the lesson, but I think it's well worth it. And on the next page is a wonderful rhythm review of terrific little rhythms that the students have already learned and some great illustrations along with it. There's also a time to compose activity. Make up a piece in 3/4 time. Be sure to use steps and guide notes. Choose a character in the path to write about. So would they write about a bear, a castle, a happy little girl, a boy and a girl dancing, a girl with a monkey? Notes in the bass staff happen just like they did in the 2 pages before that, where we say a step up from bass M is G, a step up from G is A step up from A is B, right? And then they go on the other way. This wonderful piece called Sad Symphony is in the recital book, Unit 8, written by Kevin Olson. Students are reviewing the patterns of notes of D, E, and F. And the left hand plays only one note, middle C, so the students can concentrate on those 3 notes. The words are sad, sad symphony. It has a melody that is so very tuneful that it makes me want to cry. Oh, how sad that is. Oh my goodness.
Now, Megan, since this piece is about a sad symphony, I think you could make your sound sadder. 1, 2, 3. And how you do that? Look, what am I doing with my forearm and my wrist? 2, 3, 4. Do you see how I drop it? Drop my arm weight. And what does it do with the sound?
You can do that really fast and make it look kind of
Yeah, and if the wrist was going up in the air like this, that makes it nice and happy and much brighter. But to make it a darker, sadder sound, you're gonna feel that drip, drop, roll, boy, right? Dropping to the bottom of the key. So let's try that. Okay, so each note you play, you're just gonna drop just a little bit. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1,
So I wanted to show you, because the Musicality Girl says play on the outside tip of your thumbnail. So I wonder if I can show you this. So you see the two, I don't know if you can see that. The two eyes are right here on the nail, and then there's a little smile on the skin right underneath the nail. So this smiley face we can put on both thumbs, and students will love that, and they really remember where they play on that outside tip of their nail. The next piece is called It's That Parrot Again by Timothy Brown. The words are, I didn't know my new parrot could talk. Then he said, how are you? With a loud squawk. I asked him if he could say anything. He said, of course, and I even can sing. Isn't that great? So students are reinforcing the guide note middle C and guide note bass F in the left hand. And in the right hand, they're reinforcing that pattern of D, E, and F with those steps in the right hand. Oh my goodness. So there's constant review of the main concepts of the lesson and technique book in the recital and theory and activity book. That is such a good piece for young kids. And then we're on Unit 9 of the recital book. So let's go back to the lesson and technique book and take a look at what's new in Unit 9 there.